Mm. Hi, thank you. Trying to wait and see if any more people will come on. I have some great news. Great news. Great news. Oh my gosh. A lot to talk about. Mm. I know this is so rude. I am trying to eat real quick while I'm waiting for people to come on. I just got done with a session and I really wanted to talk about it. It's been a minute since I've been on, but I'm trying to be consistent. My life is so busy. I have like 4 forums that I have to keep up with. So I am so sorry. I'm going to take a bite right quick. Sorry. Um, mm, you guys, it's been crazy. Mm, really crazy. I've been working all day. Haven't been able to eat anything all day. I started this morning at 8. I didn't get done until 8:30 tonight. But I needed to come on. I needed to tell you guys, man, you know, and we know we got all this stuff around us telling us how we should be, what we should be, what we should be doing, how we should be acting. You know what? Today was an amazing day, and it showed me how miracles can happen. I have a client. I don't know if you guys know that I coach, but I actually work behind the chair, and I'm doing something really unique and different. I pretty much, while I'm creating beauty on the outside, we are creating beauty on the inside. So I actually coach while I'm doing hair. And this is a client of mine that's been coming to me a little over a year. And she has a tic disorder that she's had since she was a child. And the one thing that we had this just amazing talk because her progress is so amazing. I love what I do. I love people. I love sharing. We live in a world that people don't share themselves. They don't share who they are, what they are. I mean, they keep everything all stuck inside of them. And even though I'm a Scorpio and I may not share as often, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, my close friends, I share with, right? So I want to tell you the story. I've been doing her hair for, actually, we were talking about it today. I've been doing her hair for about 17 months, which is more than a year and a half. I'm so proud of her. And the power of the mind, the power of the mind. She had been pulling her hair since she was 8 years old. She gone to therapy after therapy after therapy after therapy, psychologist after psychologist, all kinds of things, but could not stop this. It was like a thorn in her side. And so she hired me to coach her and to do some integrations for her because I deal with special situations with people, because I get women from all walks of life, all circumstances, all situations. Some of them have had horrific issues. So, you know, um, and I've been able to facilitate and love on them and make them feel good outside. But the most beautiful thing that happened today, I've been working with her a little over like 17, it's been about 17 months, and we're actually going into another phase of her therapy, and we're getting ready for the whole planning of this therapy because she's booked out with me for like a year. And so we wanted to talk on some times what we are going to do, because not only is she getting her hair done on the same day that she comes in, but she's also being coached. And we were having this conversation, and I remember just saying, I just told her how proud and how grateful that I was able to be in this journey with her, and how proud I am of her, because a lot of people don't have the strength, nor do they desire to be a whole person. A lot of times we want to sit in things, and we want to sit in things, and then we perpetrate it on other people, our pain, and we never get healed from the pain that causes pain to others, right? And so I just wanted to give her a shout out tonight, because you guys, this is so crazy. So when I first started coaching her, the most interesting thing, she had a therapist. And because she had a coach and then she had a therapist, what she wanted me to do, she wanted us to meet. And I remember just, she's zooming with the therapist, and she's sitting in my chair, and so she introduces me to her therapist. And you guys, it was no joke. The therapist looked at me, turned white as a ghost, looked at me, eyes got big, like a deer caught in headlights. And then she got this kind of like, all of a sudden you could just see her pull up her wall. And so my client was just saying, I just really wanted her to be in our therapy because you've been working with me for several years, and Sarah will be coaching me because I really want to heal from this situation. I really want to heal. I really want to be I don't I you know, I want to have kids. She's going to be 30 soon, and she's ready to plan out, and this girl is planned. Everything is planned in her life, and she wanted to battle this before she had kids, which I totally understand. And so it was so crazy because the lady, her therapist got all nervous and intimidated when we supposed to be working alongside together to make sure that she has this beautiful experience in order to expand and elevate herself. But no, 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 the therapist took it as a threat. So I could feel the energy right away just go off. So what I told my client, I said, hey, you know what I'll do is I'll go sit and I have some tea and take a little break, and you go ahead and you have your session. So she has her session, and then she has another session with me. So that day was a long day because she had an hour session with her psychiatrist, and then she had an hour session with her coach. And so she asked me what I thought about the what she asked me, what did I think about the therapist? And I go, well, I can't really make that decision. I can't tell you what to do. But one thing I would say, if I hired somebody to take care of me, and to work on my behalf to bring healing within my life. And they didn't see me valuable enough to be able to make the right decision for myself. I don't think they really for you. And I didn't say anything, but I go different strokes for different folks. And I went on with my life. And about a month and a half later, she came in. We were doing a session, and she goes, Miss Sarah, I just want to let you know that I fired my therapist. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I was like, oh, like really shocked. So she tells me that she fires her therapist, and so we started working together really soon after that, and literally, she had. Let me give you an example of how bad her spots were. Hold on. Sorry, still, I'm done with eating. So, spots in her head was about this size. Up here, back here, one right in the middle of her head. And she'd been doing this since she was 8 years old. 8 years old. So I start working with her, and we were having a conversation because I work with a lot of difficult situations, and a lot of some of my clients are going through some deep trauma. And it was so beautiful because we were talking, and that's how we came up with this, came on the subject, how long that she's been with me. And so she's been with me for like 17 months, you guys. And I kid you not, she hasn't pulled her hair in about 15 months. Her hair is growing, it's absolutely gorgeous. And I told her, I said, I'm just so proud of you, because the biggest part of what trauma is taking ownership for it, is really taking ownership, how that trauma is affecting your life, how it's stopping you from living your life, how it's stopping you from having relationships, how it stops you from so many things in our lives. And because we choose to bury it inside and never let it out. And I remember, just talking with her, because we get into a stage that she doesn't need any integrations because she's grown our hair all out, and she doesn't need any help with that. And she was like, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. I'm not sure. And, and I explained this to her as like, we have to have that conversation with the child in us. And it's as we have that conversation with the child in us, we are able to negotiate and really have that conversation and understand that that child, when you were a little child and you were in that trauma, that child was protecting you. That child was trying to make the best decision in a situation that they could not control, to give you a chance to fight another day. And so we were talking, and I remember just telling her how proud I was of the you know gosh, she's made leaps and bounds. And this woman This woman is an executive, and she works very, very hard. And like I said, but she couldn't beat this one thing. But today I said she beat it. And we are programmed from the time that we're children, especially if you came out of trauma. If you came out of trauma, it is a condition. And so one thing I told her, I said, you know, what we've been doing for the last 17 months, we have been rewiring your mind, because your mind was wired to pull your hair and to take out clump, and you had this nervous tech, but you are rewiring it. You're changing the narrative. And you guys, we don't have to be stuck in these narratives. We don't have to be stuck in these programs. And it's so weird because people get so accustomed to the pain, that they don't even realize that they're putting the pain on somebody else. But just think, if you know you could reset your mind, you can reset your life. Anything can be reset. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter, your education value. It matters what you tell your mind and what you tell your soul and what you tell your heart. And so here she is, 17 months later, with a full head of hair. And that's a miracle for her. That was a miracle for her. And I really love what I do. I love to see the change. I love to see the rewiring. I love to see people turning away from their old and living here now in the presence with the power of their I am, knowing who they are. And I'm telling you, if you're struggling with stuff, do some shadow work. Because what shadow work is going to do is going to introduce you to your higher self. And believe it or not, your higher self is that child that protected you when you were in the trauma. That's the child can go with you all the way up until adulthood. You're playing that child game. You're allowing people to walk on you. You're allowing people to do these dark things to your soul because that's all you know. And when people hurt you like that, that's all you know. So what happened? You perpetually go into situations. You keep going into situations that you don't want to be in. You're doing behaviors that you never wanted to do. And until you understand the power that lies within you, until you understand, and I'm telling you, like, as I was sharing with her, and I share this a lot on TikTok. And the one thing I share on TikTok, that I became the person that I am because of the trauma of what I went through. Because I chose that instead of letting the trauma be my narrative and taking that out on the world, I chose to change the narrative that was brought to me and to be a better person. And when I sit down in my quiet space and I'm thinking, I can definitely say that I lived my life well. I lived my life with truth and honesty. And I did it I was organic. I was genuine. And when you do that, and when you see that, and you start valuing who you are, when you start valuing the essence of who you are. You know what? You could sit down with that little girl, that little boy, and you can say, you know what? Let's negotiate. I am so sorry. I am so sorry that I misunderstood you. I thought you were weak. So every time I was reminded of you as a child, I would get triggered and I would get angry and I would take my anger out on other people. You don't have to do that anymore. Bring truce with your the little boy, the little girl. Because I know that when she brought truce to her little girl and little boy, she was able to stop pulling her hair. I was able to be free from fear. I could speak my words now. I could say what I didn't want and what I did not like. I just got reached out a few weeks ago because a young lady saw my story on TikTok, and she said, she goes, if I looked at you, I would never know you went through that. That's what healing does. That's what rewiring the mind does. It changes your life. It gives you perspective. It blesses your life. It blesses your life. Like, just about it. Just when you get rid of that stuff, you are a manifester. You start manifesting life. You start living life. You start having this experience with life. And I know it's been a few months, but I've been telling y'all to do some hard things. I've been telling y'all to do your noni fast. I've been telling y'all to spend some time alone. And what I don't understand, why it's so easy for us to be in pain alone, to be hurt alone, but we don't want to heal alone. And when we heal alone, we get perspective. We shut out the world. Scorpios love to do that. Shut out the world. Get thee beside me world. Go outdoors world. And what they do is introspect, come to themselves. That's what they do. They start going inside, because in order to have life, you must have a death. In order to have life, you must have a death. Learn to die. One thing you'll learn about Scorpio, they don't mind dying. They don't mind dying because they know after death there is life. But it was such a beautiful night. And I feel privileged that I could impart something beautiful to her. But you know what? When I coach, when I'm doing coaching, oh my gosh, I'm being healed. I'm being touched. I'm learning. I'm expanding. I'm elevating. You know why I'm elevating? Hearing their stories, their success stories. Their success stories turn me on. It lets me know that what I'm doing is not in vain. What I choose to do, and that is give to humanity. That's what we're here for. We're healing so we can give to humanity. We're healing so we can help somebody. We can help our neighbor. How many times you've been in a bad situation and got in a conversation and somebody was going through the same thing that you were going through? But because you're afraid to live outside of yourself, because you're afraid to open yourself up and talk about it, nobody can see anything relatable. We always want to walk around like our lives are perfect. I'm sorry, not in this real world. Life is not perfect. We have ups, downs, valleys, and lows. We have sunshine, we have rain, we have rainbows. We're going to have the gamut. Can you live enough and live alive so you can live truthfully in your life? And that you can be the best person you can be? So when that follower said, she wrote me this song. She goes, like, I would have never known your story if you wouldn't, like, you don't even look like that story. I don't look like that story because I've expanded my life. I have elevated my life. I took those things that had me low and say, how can I be a better person? Not be that person that that person tried to make me be, but be who I truly know I am. That is the most freeing thing that you could ever do for your life, is live authentic to yourself, because you will never have to apologize for being yourself. You will never have to apologize for that. So as I'm going with this journey with my client, it just so impresses me because 15 months, she has not pulled her hair. And she's been pulling her hair since she was 8 years old, since she was a child. That's how deep the trauma is. How deep is your trauma? I'm sorry. I've been working all day and my shoulders be hurting. Oh my God. Because I have to wear that bra all day. You know what I mean? I got off. Okay. I'm sorry. I got off the subject. But anywho, think about it. How effective could you be if you just allowed yourself, really allowed yourself to really embody yourself, to know thyself, to be true with knowing thyself, being okay when you find and you see the evidence of thyself, being okay with it. Because we're not perfect. We're not perfect. We're not perfect. You guys, I'm just telling you, I would not tell you this stuff if I wasn't doing it. If I wasn't doing it, I have literally, I think it's last year, for the last 2 years, I have been celibate for 2 years. I did that because I needed to expand myself. I was tired of drawing people that were sick inside. And I couldn't blame them because they don't know no better. They don't know nothing about healing. They don't know, and they may know about it, but they're not doing anything about it. So they can't be effective with anyone. They can't be really in their truth when they're hiding from their dark side. You must be able to take that walk on the dark side to be able to heal yourself into the light, to be able to manifest your healing. If you're in denial, all you're going to do is live the rest of your life with a list of other people that you hurt, with a list of other people, because you're hurting people so much you don't even know you're hurting them. Learn to forgive. And this is what's so interesting about my client. She was on the phone a couple of weeks ago because she comes to see me about every 6 weeks. So I see her a lot. And I'm telling you, it's not cheap. So what is so interesting is she was on the phone with a friend while I was doing her hair, and I just love how the power that lied in her, and she began to just do a blueprint of, this is what I went through, this is how I overcame it, this is what I did to overcome it, this is why I'm the person I am right now. That's what healing does. You have no shame. Why would you be ashamed? It's your story. What makes a diamond a diamond? It's the adversity that it goes through. And the more adversity it goes, the more brilliant it becomes. Become brilliant, you guys. Become brilliant. Don't be a false diamond because you ain't healed. Don't be a false diamond because you can't see healing. You don't want to acknowledge. It's a beautiful thing to know that you could elevate, you could rewire your mind. You don't have to think the same anymore. You don't have to be that person anymore. You could wake up with freedom, wake up with love, wake up with prosperity. I want to thank you for showing up, showing out. Please like my page so you get a notification when I come on. But things are winding up right now. Beautiful things are happening. I have so many things to tell you, but I only got a short time because I have a conference tomorrow. I am so busy and I really apologize. I am so thankful you guys have been patient with me, but there's a lot of things going on in the back, in the back burners, behind the scenes. There's a lot going on with Miss Sarah, so I'm just letting you know I love you guys. I'm gonna try to come on. I'm gonna try to come on Saturday because I got so many things going on right now, and it's been really hard to touch base with you guys because I have 3 or 4 forums right now. So, and I want to thank you for liking some of my stuff. You got me to 1 million on several occasions, and I feel so blessed that I hit 1 million over and over again, over and over again. So thank you for watching my content. Thank you for being there. I appreciate you, and have a wonderful night. Bye now.